Hey, what's going on, guys? On today's how-to, I'm going to be showing you how to install a motor mount and training mount for my 2004 STI. I bought all this as a package just because everything was nice and easy and I needed to do my pitch stop mount also. I haven't done the mounts since I've owned the car, so it was about time. Now the pitch stop mount's already installed, which actually that's going to be the first thing we're going to need to uninstall, or at least remove the one bolt to the motor so we have free access to get to the mounts. This kit also comes with this little plate. It's for the 5-speed. You just bolt it right up to the transmission. So the first thing we're going to do is get to the engine mounts. Alright, so I've been messing around with this for a little bit. The best way to do this, take your headers off because it frees up so much more room. But once you got your skid plate and everything else off, first bolt you want to get to after the headers are off is this guy right here. So once you pop that off, raise the motor up. I have a jack, a couple blocks of wood right underneath the oil pan. Raise the engine up just enough so that this all-thread piece right here will clear. So once it clears, you have this piece that's connected right here and the same thing right on the opposite side. So take that off, get your little Subaru mechanic hands, and take your open-ended wrench on the other side, and that guy will come off. So as I said, once you got the headers out of here, it's a lot easier. So from there, just pick it up, and that's what you got. That's the old one, and as you can see, mine broke. So time for new parts. When putting in your new mounts to the piece that actually goes on the engine, pay attention to the orientation of it. So this is our driver's side piece. This faces the outside of the car. Now if you notice, this bolt is off-center to this side. So when you take this guy, same thing. This bolt is off-centered to this side. So make sure it goes on. And again, you shouldn't be able to do that. Make sure it goes on just like this. So pay attention to that. Now we're going to move on to the passenger side. I got the driver's side hooked up just to here. I don't have this bolt in just yet because I want to make sure once we get this one done, everything's centered, and then I'll go through and tighten all that up. The only difference between the two sides is on the passenger side, you have all the power steering lines, so it's a little bit more tricky to get into, and you have the up pipe right here. But thankfully, as I said, the headers are off, so it makes things a lot easier. Same process, undo that, jack up the motor, and then you can undo the two bolts there. I want to show you guys something real quick. I'm working on the passenger side mount to the bolt that's on the rear side of the mount that actually goes to the engine. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's really, really tight in there. Luckily, I have this very small 14. So I put it on so it's on an angle so it goes down, and then if you reach from behind where the power steering rack is, get in here, you can take your wrench, pop it on here like this, and then you'll have the leverage to actually go through and take it off. So hopefully you guys have one of these. To get a regular size wrench in there, it's really, really tricky. So having that short 14 millimeter definitely helps getting to the rear bolt on the motor mount for the passenger side. It takes a while. Getting to this guy on the other side, it takes forever. There's a very tight spot in there. So just be patient, take your time. Now we're gonna move on to the transmission mount. For the transmission mount, take your jack, put it underneath the transmission pan right up here, just again with another piece of wood. Just to jack it up just a little bit, and it'll take all the weight off the support. So you got two bolts right here, those are 14s, and then what actually connects the mount onto this brace are these two bolt holes right here. So those two nuts are 14 mils, and then you have these big ones on the side, and then once you take those off, as long as you have the transmission supported, it won't come down at all. So take all those bolts out. So on a side note, make sure all your dirt is cleaned out on your transmission support before you go through and take it off. Lots of dirt. So anyway, take off our mount here. We got one bolt right here, one bolt right here, and then two on the other side. Those are all 14 millimeters. Hey guys, that's pretty much it. So I got this back in here. The only complaint I do have is to get to these bolts to put it back in, you have the actual bolts for the mount horribly in the way. So you're gonna have to get an open-ended wrench in there. So keep an eye out for that when you buy yours. Maybe there's other companies that make it a little bit easier to get to these bolts. But you'll just have to take an open-ended wrench to get to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for the stage rally build videos that I'm actually going to be doing here shortly of me building this car set up for stage rally.